701 West Lime Street, baby.
So you don't understand and you didn't show understanding.
All right, guys, welcome back to Mondays with McGriff. That's the kind of stuff that keeps me coming back. Like I've always got something that say, okay, what can we be better at? That's a heck of a job. And walk all the way and come back, right? Come on.
We are.
Well, we can get done this.
5?
Lise, this week 4 or 5? Come on. Because we got in the
I think it's 5. I think
it's 4, ain't it?
We did 4.
We done did 4? Oh, bomb. We didn't did that many.
Yeah, it's 5.
Did 5?
Yeah, okay. I got 4 right there. That's the last one was 4.
Alright.
We did 5.
Alright.
Got it.
Bond says 5.
5, I guess.
This 5, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's week 6, but it's episode 5.
It's episode 5. Yeah.
So we just get it on week.
Whenever you ready. You ready?
It's ready.
It's ready?
Yes.
Hey, we are in this is episode 5 of Mondays with McGriff. Happy New Year to everybody. We're into 2024, so I want to wish all the Yellow Jacket people, but all Polk County basketball, Happy New Year. Okay, a couple of soapbox issues. First of all, heading to Polk State on January 3rd. Jaden Wynn, Yellow Jacket faithful. Jaden Wynn's playing at Polk State. Remember, he plays at Palm Beach State College. And they're playing at Polk State College Wednesday, January 3rd, 7 o'clock. So we want, I know all the coaches will be there. We want all the fans, as many as possible, to be to Polk State on Wednesday, 7 p.m. as Polk State takes on Palm Beach State. And Jaden Wynn, the Yellow Jacket alum, him and his brother, both his brothers played for us, is at Palm Beach State. Also, Polk County, there's 4 or 5 kids that'll be playing in this game. Trey Osborne from Frostproof plays for Palm Beach State. He'll be playing. Jaden Excel, who played at Lake Wells, who was at Bartow last year, didn't play but played at Lake Wells. He'll be playing for Polk. And Will Stallworth played for Discovery. He'll be playing for Palm Beach. And Trey Osborne that played with Discovery with Wheeling. So we got 4 or 5 different Polk County guys playing. I'm coming with I'm sorry, Coach Giles. I respect Coach Giles. Looking forward to seeing his team. But I'm coming with my Palm State Beach Pom-Poms because Jaden Wynn's playing for them, and I'm hoping for a good game. So you guys come out for that, okay? We're going to get right into it, our review of Christmas, okay? So we went to a Christmas tournament. We had a game before Christmas. We went to Berkeley Prep to play at Berkeley Prep before Christmas, and then we had a 3-game Christmas tournament down in West Palm Beach. So we went 1-3 between the 4 games. We actually lost 3 in a row and won the 4th one, and we're going to recap all that. Starting with Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday, December 19th against Berkeley Prep. We lost 65-59 because we got down 10 early. I believe it was 13-3. And we closed it to 2 in the 4th quarter. It really was a good game. We had our chances to win the game. We got it to 2, and we couldn't make the stops, so we couldn't make the offensive plays to win it. It was a good road environment, and so some people, when I say good road environment, we faced some adversity, and we did not overcome the adversity, but we faced some adversity, okay? The referee whistle was tight. They went to the line 35 times. We went 14. That's not why we lost the game. We lost the game because they played a little bit better, okay? So, McGriff, why did you guys lose the game against Berkeley Prep, okay? Turnover percentage, we've been talking about that analytic turnover percentage. Berkeley turned it over on just 11% of their possessions, and Bartow turned it over on 20% of our possessions. So, okay, and here's where that manifests the most, okay? So the free throws, I told you that didn't matter. Referees, it don't matter. When you're a good team, you overcome referees, okay? Berkeley got 22 points off of our turnovers. We got 4. So you're talking about in a 6-point game on the road where the whistle's tight. Okay, they got 22 points off our turnovers. We got 4, and we lost 65-59 at Berkeley. But I think we got better from that game. I was disappointed that we lost, but I was not discouraged in our effort, and I really thought that we got better in that game. I thought that Rick and Jaden Jason Williams got better in that game. I think they both had about 20 points. Okay, I thought our defense was good in that game, but you can't turn it over and give people free baskets in the mess with. They're a great team. We'll see them in the Mosaic. Berkeley Prep's coming into Mosaic, so you'll see them again in Polk County in February. Then we go down to West Palm Beach. Christmas time is the best time of year for your team to get better. We had 4 practices, I think. They were hardcore practices, just like we talked about. I think we got better with fundamentals. We got better with some of our system stuff. To me, system stuff is offensive sets, defensive strategy, what we want to do. When I say fundamental skill stuff, that's dribbling, passing, shooting. That's also on the defensive slides, things like that. So I think we got better in all areas. And we went 1-2 down in West Palm Beach, so somebody may say it didn't show, but I do believe our team is getting better. Sometimes you have to get better with things, and it doesn't manifest right away, and it's a life thing. Sometimes you guys are starting the new year, you're making those New Year's resolutions, and you may not see it happen on New Year's Day or the day after New Year's, but if you stick with it, it'll manifest. And I really believe, even though we went 1-2 in the Christmas tournament and 1-3 overall, I think we're getting better and hadn't manifested yet. So our first game down there was against Miami Northwestern. Lost that game 39-32. It was a devastating loss. And I don't use words like devastating often, but it was a devastating loss for 2 reasons. Number one, we lost Jason Williams. He injured his hand. He broke a couple of bones in his hand in the first quarter. He's going to be out. We hope to get him back this year. He's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks, so we hope to get him back. Second reason, the other reason it was devastating, we were up 23-11 at halftime. It was not a pretty game. Both teams are turning the ball over left and right. Okay, but we're up 23-11. We held them to 1 point, I believe, in the second quarter. And then we come out and they do the same thing to us in the third quarter, and they hold us to 2 points, and we give up 17 points in the third quarter, and we wound up losing the game to Miami Northwestern 39-32. We've been on this theme about turnover percentage, not just the turnovers because of the pace of the game, but turnover percentage. So we forced them into a 29% turnover percentage. That means all the possessions that Northwestern had, they turned it over 29% of the time. That's great defense. That was terrific. Problem is, they were better. We turned it over 40% of the possessions. That means every 10 possessions we had, we turned it over 4 times. In the third quarter, I think it was 65% of our possessions. So you just ain't going to win that way. I don't care how good defensively you are. You can shoot it and miss it and be better. We had a better chance of winning. We just threw it from half court and hit the glass than to turn it over. Okay, so it was devastating because we had a 23-11 lead. More devastating in the way we played. And I thought we had kind of pretty much hit rock bottom. We made some adjustments in our lineup and some adjustments in rotation because we're playing a lot of guys. We go to play in Miami. I think Miami Northwestern's top 65. So I know Polk Hoops was talking about strength of schedule. Well, I think they were top 65 or 70 in the state in strength of schedule. And so that didn't hurt us, but the win would have certainly helped jump us. So anyway, we go to Braddock, who we play the next day in the losers bracket. They lost a tough game to another top-ranked team from Ohio. And we lost the Braddock game 86-83 in overtime. So 86-83 in overtime. I think this loss was more devastating than the Miami Northwestern loss. I think it was devastating. Let me give you the details. Okay, we got down 18-6 early. Okay, but we made a few adjustments and we got it to 28-27 at the half. This is the team that scores a lot of points. I thought early on our defense was not. It took us a while to get our claws in them, but we got it. It was 28-27 at the half. As a matter of fact, we were up 47-35 going into the fourth quarter. So we were down 18-6 the first 4 minutes of the game. Think about that. And now we're up 47-35 at the half. I thought the kids really adjusted. I thought they put the loss to Northwestern behind them, and all that kind of stuff, right? I think we were up by 9 with 1 minute and 22 seconds to go. So, we've experienced this before. If you're in coaching, if you're in sports, whether you're coaching high school, college, or pro, sometimes you see a team that melts down and loses a lead, and that was us against Braddock. We had a 9-point lead with 1 minute, 22 seconds to go and lost the game. How do you lose a game like that? two things. Number one, we're defensive people, and we had a defensive letdown. We gave up 35 points in that quarter. We gave up 35 points the first 3 quarters and 35 points that quarter. Now, let me explain something. We talked about possessions. Well, Braddock started fouling down the stretch, and so it created more possessions to score for both teams. So how does a team score that many in a quarter? And I think we scored a lot of points too in that quarter. We think we scored 23. So, but how does the team score a lot of more points than what they normally would? Because the clock stops and you get extra possessions because of the fouls. So we did not make free throws. We did not make enough. We were 17 for 27 from the free throw line. They were 24 for 30. So they're fouling and we're going 1 for 2. We're going 0 for 2. And then our defense let us down in that. We're fouling. They're going to the free throw line and making them. And the other mistake we made is that they got a guy who had 3 points going into the third quarter. And the kid winds up with 27 points in the fourth quarter in overtime. One kid scored 27 points in the fourth quarter in overtime. The kid hit 7 threes, 6 in the fourth quarter. And so when I said we had defensive meltdown, we didn't play with understanding that we gotta stay with that kid and take that kid away. So if Yellow Jackets, I want to thank the fans. We had a lot of fans that came down, by the way. So Yellow Jackets, if you thought Miami Northwestern was devastating, then losing a 9-point lead with 1 minute and 22 seconds to go and losing in overtime is more devastating. But the thing I love about it, here's why I say we got better. Okay, if you do not let, and this is a life lesson. Okay, so if you do not let losses break you, and if you do not fall apart as a team, and if you do not point fingers, okay, then the losses help you. And we had a kumbaya after the game. Okay, we went out. We just said we're not gonna watch the tape. We had a little fun. We had another kumbaya that morning, and the loss did not break us. Okay, the loss did not cause us to point fingers. I want to give credit to the guys that we're struggling, but we held in there. Okay, and so we played Cardinal Newman the next day, and all these teams were ranked, I think, in the top 150 in the state. I think Northwestern was in the 60s when we played them. I think Braddock was in the 130s, and I think Cardinal Newman was in between 120 and 130. We beat them 59-22. And probably our most complete performance of the season. And all we did was, guys, we got to start the game because remember against Berkeley we kind of got down, okay? And so we've been working on, hey, let's get off to a good start. So we did against Northwestern and we did not against Braddock. But let's play a complete game, and I think it was our most complete game of the year. When you beat a team like that, they're 11-3 or 11-4, and they've got great wins. Now the difference is both teams are 0-2. And maybe the 2 losses broke them, at least for a little while. Well, they did not break us. We were determined to go down there and say, hey, let's get this win. We can't do anything about it. So 59-22, we had a clock running. Biggest thing, our defense was great. Our defense, besides the fourth quarter of that game against Braddock, has been great the last 2 or 3 weeks, before Christmas and then during Christmas. Okay, 21%. Effective field goal percentage. So when you hold somebody at 21% shooting, you're going to win. Shout out to Corey Butler. He's kind of taking some time now that Jason Williams is out. That's Trick's brother. 13 points and a few rebounds. Rick had a double-double. We made some changes that you'll see moving forward and how we play on the perimeter. And we were thankful to get a win and get out of there 1-2 because it's better than 0-3. It's not 2-1 or 3-0. It's not what we wanted. We thought we could go down there and win the tournament. We actually had chances, didn't get it done, but we'll take it. And so we come into the preview part of it, and this is great. Polk County starts school on Thursday. We'll have practice on the 2nd and the 3rd, getting back into it. And then we've got our district rival and we've got our arch rival. And so our district rival is Lakeland. We go to Lakeland on Thursday. It's really one of the places we enjoy playing. We enjoy playing there because I'm a Kathleen boy. And if you're a Kathleen boy, you don't like Lakeland. And so we've carried that into Bartow, and we've done well at Lakeland, and we expect to do well on Thursday night. Okay, so we're looking forward to going over there. One of my guys that I coach with the Fire, Henderson Taylor, is the coach there. He's in his 5th year there. He's got some of our other guys lead coaching with him. Some of the guys that we helped that played with us with the Fire. They're 6-1. They played all their games at home. They're 6-1. He had a big Christmas tournament over there. He's just getting started. His football kids are finding their basketball legs. And they're the defending district champs. And so we're going to have to go over there, and they beat us twice last year, and we're going to have to go over there, and we're expecting a tough game because they're the defending district champs. Okay, and they've got a little championship pedigree because they won back-to-back football state titles, and that pedigree does carry to the kids. So one of the kids that play a little football, Jameson Young, he's an Auburndale kid, Auburndale transfer. He's having a terrific start. I saw Lakeland play a couple of times. He had a terrific year in football, got a lot of offers, and is having a terrific year in basketball so far. It's early for him, but really rounded into shape. He's electric, athletic. He's got quick twitch. His daddy's a Bartow guy. His daddy and mom, hey dad and mom, I hope you see this. I'll send it to you. They're Bartow people, and his granddad is Bartow people, one of our biggest supporters. So we know Jameson, we know his dad, we know his mom, we know his family. And we wish him well except for Thursday night, okay? But Jameson Young's one of the guys, Auburndale football transfer. Trey Jackson, Willie Jackson, Trey Jackson's an all basketball kid, also came from Auburndale to Lakeland. Probably their best three-point shooter, really athletic, 6'4", can put the ball in the basket, tough and physical. Okay, then young Clower, number 5, is probably the key to their team. He was electric in the game I saw, in the championship game of the tournament they had. Just wreaks havoc defensively, also controls the game offensively for him, quick as a cat, played a little football too, I believe, so got him a state championship with football. And then I'll shout out Pat Dennis. I'll shout out Dennis because his uncles and stuff like that are family. So they fire family. So we're all kind of connected. So I'll shout out Pat Dennis, athletic forward, jumping jack, also football kid, rebounds the ball like crazy, can dunk on you, can finish a layup, got quick twitch, okay, stuff like that. So what does Lakeland do well offensively? You know, they share the ball. Coach, he's got them playing well. They share the ball, they play together, they unselfish, they move and cut well on offense. Okay, they just do a great job offensively. You know, they got a couple of kids that can shoot the ball, not just number 3, but the big Beamer kid also plays football, shoots the ball, and so they do a good job there. Then defensively, they use their anticipation. I call it DB skills, the DB anticipation skills. And so they're quick defensively. They get in passing lanes. They rebound the ball well. They're physical at pump. They're gonna try to pressure us. We welcome it. That's what we're gonna have to do to be the best. And right now they're the best, and so we welcome it. They're a great team, and we're looking forward to going to Lakeland. It'll be this Thursday. Yellow Jackets, I think the time is 6:30 and 8. I think we put on our schedule 6 and 7:30, but I think Coach Hen has all his set for 6:30 and 8 o'clock. So be over there at Lakeland 6:30, 8 o'clock on Thursday. Big district game. Okay, Lakeland's the defending district champs. They're also 6 and 1. They're going to be ranked ahead of us in all the rankings, so big game. And we know they'll be ready, and we'll be ready. Then we've got our arch rival. And arch rival is, they've been our rival forever. So you're talking about pre-integration. You're talking about Bartow and Lake Wells. Why? Well, we're rivals because the towns are 8 or 10 miles apart. And so we want to welcome Lake Wells into the hive. We only play 2 teams twice a year, and Lake Wells is one of them. Okay, and it doesn't matter Lake Wells' record. Lake Wells is 5 and 8, and actually I think they were worse coming in last year, so they were 5 and 8, and that doesn't matter. We played Lake Wells my first year. We were 6 and 21 my first year, and we played Lake Wells, and the first time we played them, they beat us bad, and the second time we were on their neck trying to stomp it because it's a rival. And then I learned very early in my time at Bartow. I'm a Lakeland boy. I'm a Cavalier boy. I learned early. I was at a gas station pumping gas, and somebody says, "Coach, can you beat Lake Wells?" That's what we care about. And I'm pumping gas. I got a Bartow shirt. They don't know. I didn't know they knew who I was. And they say, we want to beat all these other people, but we don't like Lake Wells. And so that's our arch rival. It's a rival in every sport. If you went to a softball game with Bartow and Lake Wells, it's a rival. Okay, we want to beat them in cheerleading with Coach Josh, right? It's a rival. Okay, the Bartow Lake Wells football game was a little closer this year. It's a rival. In baseball, it's a rival. So in every sport we play, Bartow and Lake Wells, it's the best rivalry in Polk County. It's the best rivalry because it's a rivalry in all sports. It's not just like Lakeland and Kathleen football where it's just one sport. It's a rivalry in all sports. We welcome them to the hive, and we're going to be ready to play. They've got a new coach. First of all, we're recognizing one of our own. We dedicate the season to somebody every year. This year, we dedicate the season to Jim Austin, Coach Austin, and we always recognize him at the first game in January, first home game in January. This is special because Coach Austin's got roots in Lake Wells. He actually, his wife's from Lake Wells, Miss Nancy Hay, and we He used to minister in Lake Wells and things like that, and so it's special. So he's got a connection with all the Lake Wells people. He ministered. He was a pastor over there, assistant pastor over there for many years. If you guys don't know, Jim Austin played in the 70s for Coach Pearsall on the Final Four team, and then he was the coach in the 80s and 90s for the Bartow team from 87 to 97. Many people believe his 1988 team that went 34-1 is the best team in the history of Polk County since integration, 31-1. So we're recognizing him before the game against Lake Wells. Him and his family will be there. And then we're also welcoming in Junior Judy into Bartow as a Lake Wells Highlander. Junior is from Winter Haven, graduated from Winter Haven High School. Played for Don Grant. Don Grant was the Winter Haven coach. Don Grant's from Lake Wells. I know Don Grant was instrumental in him getting the job in Lake Wells, so we want to welcome Junior into the best rivalry in Polk County. Junior is better than Auburn than Winter Haven. You'll find that out Friday night, okay? He's doing a good job, man. You know, I look at tape on him. They're organized offensively. He's got them playing together. Coach McGriff, how can you going to say everybody does a good job? I will not say that everybody does a good job. I will not lie, but he's doing a good job. Why? His teams, I look at tape, his teams are organized offensively. He's got them playing together. They play together on defense. They just look organized and they look together. And so they're 5-8. They started out 0-4 and 0-5 and have won some games now, and they're 5-8. He's doing a good job. 3 guys I want to shout out from them: Jeremy Willingham, left-handed kid from Lake Wells, Gary Love, and Devin Osnick. Those guys are seniors. They don't like Yellow Jackets. They want to beat us bad, and we don't like Highlanders. We want to beat them bad. This is rivalry week for us. A district rival on Thursday, our arch rivals on Friday. It's a big week in Yellow Jacket land, and it's the start of 2024. It's moving time. And so we tell our kids, well, it's moving time. It's time to move. If you're going to be a champion, it's time to start moving in January. And I can't think of 2 better games to play than Lakeland, a district game on Thursday, and the arch rivals coming in the Bartow on Friday in Lake Wells. That's going to be at 6 and 7:30 start. Remember, we're going to honor Coach Austin before the game, between the JV and varsity games.
All right, I have 2 questions. My first question is, you spoke on a little bit about Polk Hoops posting about the strength of schedule and how max preps and how that affects the outcome of playoffs and things. Like, what is your take on strength of schedule, and do you schedule based on that, or are you more so old school trying to schedule playing teams from the county and things of that nature?
We have not changed how we schedule. Great question. We have not changed how we schedule because we have always scheduled tough. So we've always tried to play a tough Christmas tournament before Max Preps came out. We always went over to Orlando and played before Max Preps came out. Like we went to Tampa and played Tampa Catholic. We played Berkeley Prep. We went down to Miami Norland in 2015, way before Max Preps. So the Max Preps has helped us, the strength of schedule, to verify that we play a pretty good schedule, right? And I think the Polk Hoops, had said we had the 4th toughest schedule of the 25 Polk County schools, and that's about right. We still play our Polk County schools. So last year somebody said, well, you don't want to play. You don't want to play George Jenkins because they're down. Well, number one, I want to play George Jenkins because it's a good gate for me when they come to Bartow, and it's a good gate for them when we go to Jenkins. We're geographical rivals. I want to play Lake Region. Why? Because they're 10 minutes from me. Okay, we're playing Mulberry this year. I was not going to play Mulberry because of the strength of schedule thing, and the coach said, Coach, he asked me, he's doing a good job over there, Sanders. He says, well, Coach, I know his dad used to be a referee, Bruce Sanders. He says, well, Coach, how are we going to get better if people like Bartow, who we want to play, won't play? And I remember building the program, and my first year we went 6-21. We played Winter Haven twice. They won in our district. They went to the state championship game. We played Lake Wells twice. Well, they had been, those were Dominique Jones years. We played Kathleen twice with Drew Taylor. Well, that's Idell Bell and those guys. Okay, we played Auburndale twice. Well, that's Brandon Giles and those guys. Well, we played Lake Region twice. And none of these people in our district. And so when that coach tells me he wants to play, and it's a rival game, would I play somebody that's an hour away in Polk County? Would I necessarily play? I'm going to pick a school that's far away from me, that's doing a great job. Davenport, I would not necessarily play them before because I got enough Polk County games, and Mulberry's a traditional, it's an arch rival for Bartow. But we have not changed how we schedule. I know some people have changed how they schedule. I think it's good because people who don't schedule have to schedule. So strength of schedule is never going to be a problem for the Yellow Jackets. If we win enough games, it's going to get us in the tournament. but it does people who are not scheduling. It's going to cost them if they don't schedule. So that's kind of how we do the strength of schedule thing with max preps. And by the way, we have the Mosaic coming up at the end of the year that helps our strength of schedule. We got Victory, we got Winter Haven. They're two of the top 20 teams in the state. We're going down to the Wally Keller. We do that every year. So our Polk County schedule's built tough, and then the Mosaic helps us out too, and it'll help the other teams in the Mosaic. By the way, the Mosaic schedule will be out next Monday. We may even do it presented here on the Mondays with McGriff. I'm not sure about that. Next question.
So basically, you say that you guys have been changing around rotations and things like that. Going into this month and like getting ready for the playoffs and tail end of the season, do you guys continue to play with a rotation, or do you kind of stick with like this is what we're gonna go with and this is it?
So great question about the rotation. And do we continue doing it? And I'm gonna take you back to your previous question. Part of the thing that max preps have got people going crazy. If you look at the Bartow records over the years, we had a 34-1 record. I mean, the one year we won the state, we were 31-1. But one year we got to the Final Four, we were 21-11. And one year we got to the region final, we were 19-10. We do not schedule for 20 wins. Okay. And I say we have always taken our rotation and played a lot of guys early in the season. We tried to figure out, you got a special year like 2020 or 2021 or 2010 when you got everything figured out and you're going to be 31-1 or 21-4. But sometimes we go into the season and what we thought we had, we didn't. An injury happens, we have to adjust, and so we're giving people chances. This year we've had to do that more than ever. We've had to figure out, we got 8 or 9 seniors, but we got 3 or 4 young guys that we're trying to insert, and we weren't quite sure what we were going to have. And so we used the early season games to kind of experiment. It's probably cost us a game or two. Is it going to cost us a playoff bid? Now that we'll get rolling? No. All right, so the answer to that is we will start to fine-tune our rotation as we get into January. We've got 13 games sample size, 15 if you count the preseason. We've got 20. I think when we start practicing tomorrow, it'll be our 31st practice of the year. So we got half of practices out of the way. We've got enough evidence to know who's going to make the plays. And so we've told the guys coming out of January, we give them about a chance. Now we're going to hone it in a little bit. When I say hone it in, we may not play as many guys, or those guys may not get as many minutes. So we kind of handle it that way. Guys who earn it get it. We'll keep making a little bit of adjustments because we're not all the way there. And then the injury has had us have to shuffle again. Now, Jay Sean, most people don't know, he's our best player. And so when you lose your best player, you have to shuffle again. But we shuffled nicely the 2 games down there. 1 we lost, well, 2 of them we lost, but we played well without him. Well enough to be in the lead in the second one and be in the lead really in the first one without him and couldn't close it. And so that gives another guy opportunity. But we'll hone it in some. And if you don't, you got to earn your minutes. If you can't play, we look at the fiercest minutes too. So when the game's on the line, who in the pressure zone, who's playing the film? We just go watch film. This guy's playing real. Coach Austin, this guy is doing his best during the most critical times. He got to get more minutes. And so that's kind of how we do it. We'll kind of shrink the minutes a little bit. Maybe everybody will play, but not as many. Or maybe some guys won't play, and it'll be depending on them. But that's how we do it. That's the way we've always done it. Matter of fact, I'm giving away a Bartow secret. We always tell our kids, okay, January 11th, we're going to. And why we picked January 11th, I have no clue. We've been doing that 15 years. We always say, if you have not proved what you can do by January 11th, you ain't got time to prove it. So we shrink minutes. We're more intense with things, and our teams seem to fly. And this is great. We were 7-6 last year, coming out of Christmas, and we were still uneven the whole year. We wound up 14-13. Same thing again. We do believe our team is better. Let's see what we do. And so, and we've been there a lot. We went to the Final Four one time. We were 5-8 coming out of Christmas. We went another time. We were 8-6, and so that doesn't bother me. Yeah. And I Yellow Jackets, I guarantee you this: our team is getting better. Can't see it yet. It has not manifested itself, but the devastating losses did not break us. And matter of fact, I think we're going to be better. We're going to be a little bit better from it. So come on out on Thursday. It's gonna be a great battle with those guys going from Lakeland. That's how we do it.
All right, perfect.
701 West Lime Street, baby.